So this is an adult show for grown-ups, or who cares? The Division came out this week, the long-awaited kind of Tom Clancy Ubisoft shared world shooter, and it was announced that it is their fastest-selling game ever. Yves Guillemot gave a comment saying that it sold more copies in 24 hours than in any other game than in the company's history. Didn't actually give a number, but that's a pretty good hype number. It's number one.
It's actually one of the biggest launches for an original IP in video game history. It's in the top 5 at least. And Assassin's Creed's actually in the top 5 as well. So yeah, this is pretty good news, for the industry in general. Some people aren't crazy about this game. I think there are a lot of Destiny fans and stuff like that, but I'm having a good time with it. I think it's because I love New York.
Yeah.
And I love New York in the winter when I can just be far removed from it enough to not be freezing cold.
Now hold on, I want to back this up a little bit. I think it's interesting. The best-selling factor is really. I feel like we heard the same thing about Watch Dogs and about Destiny as well. Like they're all kind of neck and neck.
Well, they're both in the top 5.
Right. Yeah. And in terms of new franchises, brand new stuff, and kind of fast selling, not so much best selling, but like fastest selling. How much of that has to do with like pre-orders and with digital distribution?
Well, so that's a big part of it now is that NPD, which charts all of the sales across basically every store in North America, isn't entirely reliable. It's sort of like voting booths.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't actually chart digital sales, which have become a bigger and bigger part of the industry and purchasing habits in general. I know me specifically got this game digitally because it was just why? Why pop in a disc?
Yeah.
But a lot of people, a lot of collectors want to hold on to something like this forever. It's weird for a game like this because I know that in 10 years this game won't work on a disc anyway.
No, of course not.
It just won't.
It's also like, I mean, how much of this is just a testament to how many people are playing games?
Yeah.
Or the fact that like they have this data so quickly because of the internet. It's like 10 years ago I feel like you wouldn't have a reliable enough system to be like, hey, this is the fastest selling thing because somebody would have to show up to GameStop and do a stock check or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's also just like a total like everyone's a winner kind of statement to make.
Yep.
Especially without giving hard sales figures. Any case, Destiny or not Destiny, Division. We've both been playing that. You like it?
I do. Yeah. I like it a lot more than I thought I would, and I think it's because some of the parts actually just sort of brought itself into one kind of great souffle for me. Like I love post-apocalyptic stuff, I love New York, I love third-person shooters, and I love RPGs. But taking parts of those things and pushing them all together by all means didn't mean it was going to be a good thing I'd be into, but it clicked, and I like it. I don't know if I'm going to put like. This is where I am right now. I don't know if I'm going to be like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 hours into it. But I know I'll put in 10 or 15. I just don't know where. Like it's really how far along that rope you want to pull
So I jumped into the beta and I was completely underwhelmed, and it felt small, it felt boring, it felt repetitive. And then I jumped into the full game and it had much more of kind of like a baby steps, like actually kind of introducing you to the world type of thing. And I'm still like I'm not crazy about the story, but the amount of exploration and just kind of like. The size of the world, first of all, is massive, and the fact that you can just go wandering off and looking for stuff and maybe getting killed by random dudes or whatever, but just kind of exploring, that's everything I wanted from Destiny. And these are obviously they're very similar games in that they are shared world shooters. They're kind of these hybrids. They're incorporating shooter elements and RPG elements. The difference is I'm way more attracted to speeder bikes and space wizards and jetpacks and stuff than I am to REI backpacks and M4s, which is kind of the aesthetic this one is going for.
It's actually been almost impossible to talk about the Division without talking about Destiny in some capacity. And Jose Otero, who runs our Nintendo coverage here, an editor here at IGN, he tweeted a picture the other day of Destiny the night the Division came out. And he was like, where's all the Destiny players?
Yeah.
It was just kind of an empty world. And I think a lot of people jump ship. It remains to be seen how many will stay here and how many will come back. Longevity is a major focus point in games like this, right? You need reasons to keep coming back. And Destiny's done a really good job of sort of giving people updates and giving people sort of the carrot before the horse to keep bringing them back. Do horses really love carrots that much? I guess.
I think they like sugar cubes and oats.
They do, but that's a harder sentence to say.
Sure.
We don't put the sugar cube before the horse.
Don't put out those oats all over the place or the horse is going to come out.
Yeah.
But in any case, I'm really into the Division, and I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting it, but I climbed a weird ladder and went in this hallway and went through some guy's apartment and then found a hat. And I felt real excited about that. It's not exciting to be in an apartment and finding a hat, because I mean, I could go to a friend's house and do that.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, like when I was playing Destiny, and I'd go like hiking around and going through some cave, and I'd open a box, and they're like, "Here's some white squares." You're like, okay,
yeah,
that's not interesting.
I think the setting is a big deal too, which is weird because you and I are both like really huge sci-fi Star Wars fans and stuff like that. And by all means, the Destiny should have grabbed us more than it did. I mean, there's speeder bikes in that game.
Yeah.
Like our desk is literally covered in Star Wars toys right now. I don't know why it didn't hook me the same way that the Division has early on. But like I said, I mean, this is a long game here, right? This is going to be just something you're going to have to watch over the next 6 months to a year to see what people are still doing. One of the things that I think the Division has that could be sort of an issue in the future is that it picked its location. And now it could give you the other boroughs to start in. You do start in Brooklyn in the game. You could get Queens and Long Island and stuff like that if you want to go fight people like Colin Moriarty. Shout out to him and literally the only good person I've ever met from Long Island.
Oh.
And hey, whatever. I lived in Manhattan. I can say that. But I think it's going to remain to be seen for that. Now, another thing I've been thinking about is that the sort of time period or time of year is going to play a big factor here. Destiny is sort of it's not super seasonal really, but for the Division, you can't just jump into summer with all your gear and walk around New York City. It's 107 degrees. You need like some shorts.
I hope they make like a fun summer heat wave expansion where everyone's just in shorts and they got like water balloons and stuff.
That like sort of Die Hard with a Vengeance setting.
That's pretty dumb.
So I think you're gonna need some bulletproof cargo shorts and some tank tops.
Tactical jorts.